Good morning traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 27th of July. Before we get started, as always, please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Okay, let's get started, and we'll start off things this week with the Aussie US dollar. I'm looking at a daily chart here. As you recall, last week I had drawn in this top level of what I thought could be a possible resistance, and we were looking for opportunities to trade into this direction. Now, this is a good example of in this cluster of candles that we did not get any kind of price action reversal confirmation, so there was no indication that the market could retrace back, and as it turns out, it didn't retrace back, and we saw the breaking candle in the forward direction. So what I would like to do this week is, if I just extend this line out a little bit more, let's place it there somewhere. What I'm looking for, since we have broken through that and the market has started to pull back, it appears that the trend in the upward direction is continuing. So we're going to look for opportunities if we could possibly get a price action reversal somewhere sitting on this line, which could now be support. If we could get price action reversal to confirm in this direction, then I would happily become a buyer in this particular market. Okay, so this is what we're looking for, the Aussie US dollar. We're seeing if we can get on a pullback, and hopefully that pullback happens in this region here, to see if we can basically get an opportunity to buy and continue with the trend in this direction. So there you have it. That's our Aussie US dollar. Incidentally, it's just come to mind, it's a little bit out of sequence, but the trade that we placed last Friday, the Euro Yen, did hit target, so go back and have a look at that. So well done for those of you who placed that trade. Sorry, that just came to my mind as we're speaking, so we'll just continue along now. That was the Euro Yen. All right, let's have a look at the Euro USD. Again, Euro USD last week, we were looking to see if we could get any kind of price action reversal so that we could trade in this direction. And if you study this cluster of candles, there is no reversal pattern at all in that. So there was no indication that it was going to reverse. So basically that meant that we didn't even attempt to trade this. All right. In contrast, we broke through quite strongly, I might add, and now if I take from this point here in context, it appears that we are in uptrend. We've broken through that significant pre-COVID high, and we've gone beyond it. If I look at a weekly chart, let me just change to a weekly chart for a moment. In the weekly chart, again, we can see that those levels have been cleared, and essentially there is open air in this area. So the market has not been in this vicinity for quite some time since this descent down here. So let's jump back to a daily chart, and on the assumption that we are in trend, which we are, and we continue to try and attempt to trade in trend, what we're going to look for with the Euro USD is we're going to look for pullbacks. If we get some kind of a pullback, and in those pullbacks we get a price action reversal pattern occur, then we will be happily to take a long on that and continue to trade into the trend. Now, for those of you, I've got a little bit more time today, what specifically I'm looking for, so say for example the market comes back down here and we produce, let me try and do it with the correct colors. I'll use this color, I'll use a red. Let's say we produce a red candle, something like this over there somewhere. Okay, and then immediately following, we produce a blue one, and that little blue one is inside of the red one. Okay, so in other words, it's a bit hard to draw there, but it's inside that candle pattern there is a reversal pattern. Go back, have a look at the modules, and that indicates that the market could be coming down and then is about to change direction in this way. Now, if I do produce such a pattern in here like that, that's what I'm looking for when I draw that little circle. Well, then I'm happy to place my pending orders and trade in continuation of the trend, okay, as such. There you have it. That's our Euro USD. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for pullbacks and confirmation of reversal. US yen. Okay, US yen, we've been tracking this triangle, and look, we have broken down. We've broken beyond. We again, in this cluster here, there was nothing to justify becoming a buyer, so we just have to let the market do what it does. Now, this red candle here, let me zoom in a little bit more so we can just take a much closer look. This red candle here, typically, if this candle had closed down here, so in other words, if this was a full body red candle all the way like this, but in red, okay, that itself would be a signal it's a strong bearish candle, which would basically mean at the open, which the open is here this morning, we could have been sellers in this market. However, that candle, because it's got this longish wick down the bottom, it's not a strongish bearish candle. It did go down, but there was the wick indicates that there was hesitation in the market, and buyers came in pushing and driving this price up, and eventually the candle closed at that level there. So I'm hesitant to be a seller right now. So with this particular market, let me just take a broader look. What I'm going to look at is we've broken this low as well, so we've gone beyond that. Look, let's just see how this one develops, but the most likely scenario is if it can pull back up a little bit, and then from there we'll be looking for the reversal and the confirmation to continue to trade in the downward direction. Okay, that is the most likely scenario, or that is one of the higher probabilities type setups that we can get with this particular formation at the moment. So that's exactly what we will be looking at. Okay, there you have it. That is our US yen. GBPUSD. All right, we've been tracking this rising channel, and we've been sitting very much in the middle of late, unable to do anything. We can see now that we are approaching towards the top, so I'm going to stick with the game plan. Let's wait and see if we can reach that top. If it does reach that top, let's look for that reversal, the reversal confirmation, and then we can attempt to trade back down into the channel. And there's a lot of room in there, so it could be a quite nice trade for us. All right. Very simple today, this morning with the GBPUSD. Let's just stick to that game plan. There's nothing else that I can see. Let me just have a quick look. Could this be a double top? Let me see the levels. Oh, we've already broken it. So what I'm looking at here is I'm just trying to see. Okay. This candle here has already broken through too much to attempt a double top scenario, but it's not a true double top anyway, because we have all of this price activity which is above this level here. So I was just thinking out loud there, so disregard that. Let me get rid of this line. We'll stick to the game plan, and let's wait for the market to come to us on the perimeter, look for price action reversal, and then look to become a seller. Okay, there you have it. USCAD. USCAD, last week I boxed this region in, saying that we really need to get out of that area before we can look at anything. I can see now that the market has moved away from that area, and the first thing that I want to do is, this is not a proper, it's not a proper double bottom, but I just want to try and track this level here, and I don't think I'm going to get a reversal pattern already, because those three candles, that's not a reversal. But what I'm interested in here is more likely for it to pull up, look for the reversal there, and try and trade down into the trend. Okay, that is the more likely scenario. There, keep an eye out just in case we do produce reversal confirmation at this level, and then we could try and go for a cheeky long as well. Okay, at the moment it has not set up, so, and I don't think it will, because of the current candles that are there don't support it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So it looks more likely that it's going to push up a little bit. Then let's look for the reversal there and then try and trade back down. Okay, all right, that's my US CAD. I'll move it along. Crude oil. Oh, crude oil just continues to be horrible. I'm just going to box this area out, and until we really leave it, I'm not interested at all. So this whole area, we're still trading very, very, very narrow. Okay, let's just wait till we either shoot up or shoot down before we decide to look at anything with crude oil. Okay, so very, very simple one. I'll just box it out this week, and let's see if anything can come of it. Kiwi US dollar. Okay, I can see that I've marked out a high over here, and I've extended it all the way to this level. Let me just quickly check on a weekly chart just to see where we are. Okay, so on a weekly chart, it doesn't look as good because I've got other levels a little bit higher as well. All right, let's go back into the data. Let's look for this. Let's see if we approach, because we are approaching that level. If we approach this line, it doesn't mean it is resistance yet. Let's see if we can produce a reversal confirmation, a pattern at that level. That would increase the probability that it could reverse, and then I would be willing to take it's a lower type probability to trade, but I would be willing to take this particular one. Okay, so let's look for that on the Kiwi US dollar. So it still needs to push up a little bit and maybe set in the next, it could be at about another 3 to 5 candles, so it could happen this week for us. All right, let's have a look at the ASX 200. I can see that last week I've marked out a region of convergence, or like the market is getting narrower and narrower, and we are still within that area. We have not left that area. So what I really want to see with this one, it's more likely that we could push up, and I'm basing that based on other equity markets around the world, that a lot of them have recovered. Our own Aussie dollar's been a little bit our own ASX 200 has been a little slower, but if we can push, break up that level, come back, look for the reversal, and then trade the continuation. That is the more feasible type trade, and this is one that would have a higher probability. Okay, so that's what we're looking for on the ASX 200. Let's see if we can push away from this converging area, come back into the support, look for the reversal, and take the trade in the long direction. So it goes like this, comes back, reverses, confirmation, and then bang, we take it like that. All right, last one for the week. Let's have a look at gold. Wow, this is a really good example of, you know, when you hit a trend, we never know when the trend's going to end. Okay, and all you can do is just keep hitting that trend until it ends. So, and if I show you, zoom out, like this trend has been going, let me just go to a weekly chart because it'll be easier. Look at that. This trend is from roughly September 2018. That's this level down here. Okay, and it's just one-way traffic, apart from the COVID situation, which put panic into the market. It's just been trending in one direction. So when I go back into my daily, and let me zoom out a little bit there. Last week, I was trying to catch dips in the market there to continue to trade here. I've been trying to catch dips probably for about the last few months. Every time I talk about it, I'm saying let's see if it can pull down and give us a confirmation and pull up. Unfortunately, we haven't had a clear-cut confirmation. There are other methods that you can use that can really profit quite well when a market is in trend. Go to our website and have a look at the T-Chaser as an example, and it can show you that when you latch onto a good trend, you really can take advantage of a very large movement. Okay, all I can say for this week is, well, we're still in trend, so let's treat it as such. Let's wait for now a little pullback, and in the pullback, let's look for the confirmation and then trade again in continuation and direction of that trend. Okay, all right, there you have it. That is gold for this week, and that is all our majors. Let me have a look at what's on the agenda for the highlights for this trading week. Let me bring it up. Okay, this trading week we have, I guess the highlight is the FOMC statement, which is the monetary policy statement from the US. That happens on Thursday. Okay. Other highlights are we have from Europe with the German prelim GDP number. Also from the US, the advanced GDP number, and Canada also GDP numbers as well. So these are the highlights. Note them on your calendar. Just make sure that we don't get caught up into any trades that we don't want to be part of. Okay, that pretty much wraps up our session this morning, guys. As always, please feel free to contact us if you do have any questions. Follow me on Twitter at ChatFX for trade setups and breaking news. Most importantly, hope you all have a fantastic trading day. Have a great trading week. The weekly market analysis will be back next Monday, but I'll speak to you tomorrow for the daily call. Bye for now.